Have you dreamed about venturing far into the night sky? Hello and welcome to the Top 10s. Today we are doing something different. We'll be taking a look at the man-made objects that actually venture into the night sky and the top 10 which has made it the furthest from Earth. So without any further ado, let's begin. Rosetta was launched on 2nd March 2004 by the European Space Agency. The Rosetta spacecraft followed a 10-year mission to catch a comet and land a probe one. Launched in 2004, the spacecraft arrives at its target, Comet 67P or Churyumov-Gerasimenko. Rosetta was the first spacecraft to orbit a comet nucleus and was the first spacecraft to fly alongside a comet as it headed towards the inner solar system. It became the first spacecraft to examine at close proximity the activity of a frozen comet as it is warmed by the sun. Rosetta collided with the comet it was observing on September 2016, thereby ending its mission. Galileo was launched on 18th October 1989. Its aim was to study Jupiter and its mysterious moons, which it did with much success. NASA's Galileo mission also became notable for discoveries during its journey to the gas giant. It was the first spacecraft to visit an asteroid, two in fact, Gaspra and Ida. It discovered evidence of salt water below the surfaces of three moons, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto, and also got close to the infamous Pizza Moon, Io, as its volcanoes belched into the atmosphere. The Galileo mission ended on September 21, 2003, when the spacecraft was intentionally commanded to plunge into Jupiter's atmosphere, where it was destroyed. Juno was launched on 5th August 2011. Juno's primary goal is to reveal the story of Jupiter's formation and evolution. Using long-proven technologies on a spinning spacecraft placed in an elliptical polar orbit, Juno will observe Jupiter's gravity and magnetic fields, atmospheric dynamics and composition, and evolution. Juno is still active. The spacecraft will be commanded to perform a series of controlled deorbit burns after achieving the objectives of the science mission. The spacecraft will experience high-velocity collision while entering the Jovian atmosphere, leading to its burn-up and disintegration, thereby ending the mission. Huygens was launched as a part of the Cassini-Huygens probe and was launched on 15th October 1997. Built and operated by the European Space Agency, it was a part of the Cassini-Huygens mission and became the first spacecraft to land on Titan and the furthest landing from Earth a spacecraft has ever made. Huygens was an atmospheric entry probe that landed successfully on Saturn's moon Titan in 2005. The scientists think that Huygens landed in something similar to a floodplain on Earth, but that it was dry at that time. The analysis reveals that on first contact with Titan's surface, Huygens dug a hole 12 cm deep before bouncing out onto a flat surface. It continued to send data for 90 minutes after the touchdown. Cassini was launched as a part of the Cassini-Huygens probe and was launched on 15th October 1997. The mission was designed to explore the Saturn system, including its rings and moons, with a special focus on Titan. After its launch on 15th October 1997, the nominal mission at Saturn began on 1st July 2004. Cassini orbited Saturn for about 13 years till 2017, sending data back to us, which has been extremely important for research purposes. Cassini was deorbited to burn up in Saturn's upper atmosphere on 15 September 2017 to prevent the risk of contamination to any of Saturn's moons just in case microbial life is present there. New Horizons was launched on 9 January 2006 by NASA. New Horizons is a NASA mission to study the dwarf planet Pluto, its moons, and other objects in the Kuiper Belt, a region of the solar system that extends from about 30 AU or astronomical units near the orbit of Neptune to about 50 AU from the Sun. On July 14, 2015, the New Horizons spacecraft flew by Pluto, giving us mesmerizing new images of the dwarf planet and its moons. Scientists started analyzing the data, and these are the findings. Jagged landscapes around Pluto's equator are made of frozen methane. In August 2018, NASA cited results by ALICE on New Horizons to confirm the existence of a hydrogen wall at the outer edges of the solar system. Currently, it is flying towards the Kuiper belts. Pioneer 11 was launched on 6th April 1973 by NASA. Pioneer 11 was the second mission to investigate Jupiter and the outer solar system, and the first to explore the planet Saturn and its main rings. Pioneer 11, like Pioneer 10, used Jupiter's gravitational field to alter its trajectory radically. Thereafter, Pioneer 11 became the second of 5 artificial objects to achieve the escape velocity that will allow them to leave the solar system. On February 25, 1990, Pioneer 11 became the fourth man-made object to pass beyond the orbit of planets. By 1995, Pioneer 11 could no longer power any of its detectors, so the decision was made to shut it down. The spacecraft is now heading in the direction of the constellation Scutum, close to Messier 26. In 928,000 years, it will pass within 0.2 parsecs of the K-dwarf TYC 992-192-1. Voyager 2 was launched on 20th August 1977 by NASA. Voyager 2 was designed to take advantage of a rare planetary alignment to study the outer solar system up close. Voyager 2 targeted the orbits of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Like its sister spacecraft, Voyager 2 was also designed to find and study the outer edge of our solar system. Its primary mission ended with the exploration of the Neptunian system on October 2, 1989. After having visited the Uranian system in 1986, the Saturnian system in 1981, and the Jovian system in 1979, Voyager 2 is now in extended mission to study the interstellar space and has been operating for 42 years, 10 months, and 26 days as of July 17, 2020. It remains in contact through the NASA Deep Space Network. On November 5, 2018, at a distance of 122 AU, moving at a velocity of 15.1341 km per second, Voyager 2 left the heliosphere and entered the interstellar medium, a region of outer space beyond the influence of our solar system, joining Voyager 1, which had reached the interstellar medium in 2012. Voyager 2 is not headed to any particular star, although in roughly 42,000 years, it will pass 1.7 light years from the star Ross 248. And if undisturbed for 296,000 years, Voyager 2 should pass by the star Sirius at a distance of 4.3 light years. Pioneer 10 was launched on 2nd March 1972. Pioneer 10 was the first spacecraft to travel through the asteroid belt and the first to make direct observations of an outer planet. Pioneer 10's mission was to study Jupiter's atmosphere, magnetosphere, and satellites, particularly Io, as well as solar wind parameters and dust distribution. While passing through interplanetary medium, Pioneer 10 became the first mission to detect interplanetary atoms of helium. It also observed high-energy ions of aluminium and sodium in the solar wind. Pioneer 10 crossed the orbit of Saturn in 1976, the orbit of Uranus in 1979. On June 13, 1983, the craft crossed the orbit of Neptune, the second outermost planet, and so became the first human-made object to leave the proximity of the major planets of the solar system. The mission came to an official end on March 31, 1997, when it had reached a distance of 67 AU from the Sun, though the spacecraft was still able to transmit coherent data after this day. Pioneer 10 is currently in the direction of constellation Taurus. The Pioneer 10 trajectory is expected to take it in the general direction of the star Aldebaran, currently located at a distance of 68 light years. Voyager 1 was launched on 5th September 1977 by NASA. The twin spacecrafts Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 were launched by NASA in separate months in the summer of 1977 from Cape Canaveral, Florida. As originally designed, the Voyagers were able to conduct close-up studies of Jupiter and Saturn, Saturn's rings, and the larger moons of the two planets. Having operated for 42 years, 10 months, and 12 days as of July 17, 2020, the spacecraft still communicates with the Deep Space Network to receive routine commands and to transmit data to Earth. Real-time distance and velocity data is provided by NASA and JPL. At a distance of 148.61 AU from Earth as of March 12, 2020, it is the most distant man-made object from Earth. After completing its primary mission with the flyby of Saturn on November 12, 1980, Voyager 1 became the third of 5 artificial objects to achieve the escape velocity required to leave the solar system. On August 25, 2012, Voyager 1 became the first spacecraft to cross the heliopause and enter the interstellar system. Voyager 1's extended mission is expected to continue about 2025 when its radioisotope thermoelectric generators will no longer supply enough electric power to operate any of its scientific instruments. NASA announced in June 2012 that the probe was detecting changes in the environment that was suspected to correlate with the arrival at the heliopause in March 2013. It was announced that Voyager 1 might have become the first spacecraft to enter interstellar space. Voyager 1 is expected to reach the theorized Oort cloud in about 300 years and take about 30,000 years to pass through it. In about 40,000 years, it will pass within 1.6 light years of the star Gliese 445. NASA says that the Voyager are destined perhaps eternally to wander the Milky Way. But will it ever think about the blue-green planet that it once called home while wandering through the lonely space? I guess not. These were the top 10 man-made objects farthest from Earth. If you want more videos like this, hit the like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.